Hey, how's it going, people? How you all doing today? And I just watched a very beautiful horror movie. Now, you may be thinking, how is a horror movie beautiful, Frankie? It's scary, it's gory, all that stuff. Well, this was a movie which I didn't know what to expect because I saw it on sixmovies.net where you watch movies for free and whatnot. So I looked at this movie. I was gonna watch Megan, but then I stumbled on this movie and thought it's 90 minutes. Why don't I watch it? I read about it and I was like, oh, it's interesting. The thumbnail certainly looks interesting as well, so I'll give that a go. It's called Bed Rest, and there's going to be a lot to describe in this movie. And as well, before watching my videos, I will end up giving away spoilers because I'd have to explain the movie and talk about how beautiful it is and, my opinion of it. And it's basically about a pregnant woman that is on bed rest because she had a little bit of a argument with I think her husband or something like that. His name's Daniel and the woman's name is called Julia, as he calls her Jules. And so they go into this beautiful house, that mansion type looking house and whatnot. Don't know how they afford it, but whatever. And she, as soon as she goes upstairs to go to bed, she sees like a spirit of who she thinks is her son Andrew, and she slips down the stairs, and it did a rupture in the placenta, which obviously is didn't really affect her, but affected her a bit though. I mean, it was definitely, but it was only minimal damage or not. And she says to Daniel that she's been seeing things. I just want trying to shorten up the story for you here. And I gotta say, the acting, the quality of the movie, the storyline is just amazing. This is another American movie, obviously. So let me continue with the story. And then she keeps seeing this boy that goes around the house and stuff. As she sees snippets of it each, in those scenes of it, she sees, she hears noises, just the typical cliche type horror movie type stuff in this sort of scenario. So she has to be put on bed rest, and yeah, it's kind of a really freaky movie. There is jump scares. Most of the time, the jump scares don't scare you like that. It's just the odd one or two that will get you. And her cat, there was a scene of her cat, sensing and spirits of it twice or something like that. It's a lot to explain this movie. I'm trying to do my best here. Of course, it starts with happy and jolly. So they have to get like a midwife coming in because she keeps experiencing these pains and she experiences a pain and contraction. And so the nurse said, "Oh, it's nothing. It's just nothing really serious." And so they get this person in called Delmi, a strange name I know, and she eventually starts talking to her about her issues and what she went in her past life, because Julie and Daniel lost a baby before she got pregnant again. That's why she says she thinks she's seen Andrew. Now, there's a lot in this movie to explain. I give you that one, but this is why it's a beautiful movie. It was in. She starts finding more stuff out about this place. When she searched it online, she saw an article of three kids who she saw in one scene when there was like the baby monitor was put on like this what do you call it, the little tiny vacuum cleaner that moves around. So that goes on because they had an argument. Is Daniel guy thinks that she's losing it. As a typical a typical horror movies go, the skeptic's always the one that thinks this person is mental, blah blah blah. But at the end, it's sort of different. Towards the end, he sort of changes his mind. I'll explain that in a minute. So she sees the mum, and when she sees three boys, and she finds out that this from Delmi. I think it's like a care or something. I'm not sure who she is really. And there's a scene in bed she was in the bathtub. Another cliche, where she sees like spirits and all that. She didn't exactly drown, but she did have a contraction at that point. So she searched up about this place, and she hears from this Delmi person that someone was murdered here. This woman took her own life with, I think the other three kids died. I'm not really sure what she said there. I don't know how she explained it, but that's how it went. And so that's who she's been seeing. And obviously I knew this. The boy she was seeing wasn't Andrew. I think she was seeing the same boy over and over, and he was like, "Oh, she wants your baby," and it's typical of these cliche horror movies where it's always the evil woman spirit that wants the pregnant woman's baby because her baby's died. So it's kind of logical thinking in that. And the ending part, I'm nearly getting to that part soon. So towards the end, she starts having a massive major contraction after search up about this place. As I think the spirits kind of knew that anyway. So she was like, oh my god, they want my baby. They're coming, they're coming. And then now, and it finds out, you know, you begin to, and Daniel later reveals that he knew about this all along and he hid it from her because he was scared and because the, you know, previous baby not working out, the previous baby passing. And then even Delmy knew about this too. So, yeah, and then he sort of finds out that there is an evil spirit and he has witnessed the spirit. I mean, I kind of like it when skeptics sort of find out that there is actually spirits and they kind of like, oh God, now we have to go. Now you believe her. Now you see it for yourself. Now you believe her and then you have to run. Go, come on, man. I mean, if someone's came there seeing things like that, you can't. I can't understand why he would question her, but just I would probably listen to her. I would probably listen to these type of people straight away, because you know you can't they can't be make stuff up like that. You know, it's very rare that they do. And so there is a scene where there's scenes after this is kind of this is where it starts to get a bit more intense. It's got a good climax to it, great build up. The ending part is what changed my rating to go up one. So you'll see why. And then the spirit comes out and the I think the care or something starts. You know, Delmy gets attacked, and the spirit just flies her out the window. She goes to the ground. I think she's dead anyway soon. So as soon as they're about to go out, Julie and Daniel, as soon as they're about to go down the stairs, I think a chandelier drops on Daniel's head and boom, knocks him clean out. She thinks that he's dead. I mean, I certainly thought he was. She goes into this room where the evil spirit just, you know, folds her to the bathroom with the energy, the strong energy. And then she starts pushing out the baby. It's where she gives labor. By the way, they also have a countdown of the days, you know, go by, you know, so it's kind of, you know, good to know. And then she's pushing out the baby and the baby comes out and whatnot. And then the evil spirit comes in and actually wants the baby. But then she tries hard to make sure that she gets away from this evil spirit. She pushes the bathtub side to side, and which causes it to actually drop to the ground. And then she just knocks herself clean out. You think she's dead, you know, with her baby in her arms. The baby's still kicking. The baby's on top of her. Daniel comes in and he's like, oh my god, you okay? Okay. So he's alive. That was been acknowledged in the movie. And then there's a scene where Julie and the evil demon, or what you want to call it, has a fight with her. You know, she proceeds to attack this evil demon. Well, the demon never stood a chance. He said, "Get out of my house, it's my baby," and blah blah blah. So the demon leaves the house, and then this is where it starts to get a bit more beautiful and a bit more heartwarming towards this end part. And then the boy then says, because she looks at a dead body and she's devastated. She's like, "Oh my god, what am I gonna do?" Like, and then the boy says, "Oh, he's calling for you." She goes into this room and there's a crib with her dead son in it. Like, it's quite. The ending of this movie, I've never known a beautiful ending in any horror movie, and that's quite rare to see. Usually, you will get horror movies where the evil is always going to linger. It's never a happy ending, as it, you know, most storylines would do in horror movies. Takes me back, and then she looks at their body, obviously devastated and whatnot, with her daughter crying in Daniel's arms, and then Delmy appears, and then, you know, it's obviously spirit. She's dead, obviously. So, and then I think it's the part where she was told to let go, because there was a scene before this happened where Delmy said, and you know, Daniel said, "You got to learn to let go," and this is very heartwarming because she gave Delmy her dead son and said, "Can you look after him for me, please?" This nearly made me emotional because it's almost like it's such a heartwarming moment in a horror movie. It's not known for that sort of stuff. It's quite rare. And there was a beautiful moment. So the stairs obviously are like looking like heaven for Dami to go up in. It's a beautiful masterpiece, beautiful storyline dialogue right there, beautiful acting, and whoever did a horror movie like this is a genius towards the end, because horror movies are never like this. I thought there was going to be a major twist at the end where I thought it was probably all in her head all along, or something else was the cause of this. It turns out everything that she was seeing was real, and it's quite a rare moment in the whole movie. I was gonna give this a 7 out of 10, but you know what? After that, I'll give it an 8 out of 10, just because of that ending there. I'm glad I watched this movie. I didn't expect this movie to be how it was, to be honest. Um, I'm going to continue because the ending is that there's that scene. It ends with like they do like the what's the electrical things called to actually pump you, try to make sure you're alive, to try to resuscitate you, and at the end there's that boom and the heartbeat, and she breathed. I had a feeling, and after after the scene cuts off, and it shows the dad and when the door is a bit bit 4 or 5. I don't know how old the door was then. Didn't say the age. And then Julie walks in. So I'm thinking, wait, so is the daughter seeing her in ghost form now? So I don't know. Is that the ending right there? Is it a beautiful ending? And then Daniel sees her. So it turns out they did resuscitate her back to life. I had an inkling that was the case because that she felt it in spirit form. She was like, oh my god, that she was resuscitated back to life. So I kind of had a feeling about that. I mean, this is. I can't remember what other movie I've explained this much on, but I feel like I had to explain it. It's just a beautiful. It's the ending of this movie is beautiful. Like I know it should deserve more. I wish there was a lot more they put in this movie. They could have added in a twist. Is it the greatest horror movie I've ever seen? Probably not, to be honest. Like they could have added more jump scares. They could have made it more tense. It was gripping. It was tense for me. But I don't know if I want to really up the rating because it's not a mesmerizing movie. They could have added a whole lot more into it. It's tough. Everything about it is up. They could have added a bit more of they could have added the demon fighting, which would have been better. It's tough though what to give it. I mean, I gave it an 8 because the 8 is a great score. To be honest, I wish they could have added just one or two more bits and pieces into it to fit in. It could change because I'm at a big dilemma with this movie. It's good acting, good storyline, good ending, quality movie. So it's kind of like, do you want to up it a bit more? Oh, it's just a perfect movie. Might have a movie right there. You know, I'm gonna go on limits. I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10. I mean, I say it's a perfect movie, so why not give it a 10 out of 10? But I don't know. I don't think I don't think it's the scariest and greatest movie ever. But even though the jump scares nearly got me, it was 10. So 8 out of 10, I think, is reasonable. It's tough. So let me know what rating you'll give in the comments below. Please like the video, share with everyone you know, subscribe and hit the bell notification below. As I see you in my next video.